Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtike. So continuing with our discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. So yesterday we stopped at text number 8, I believe. Okay, yeah, we stopped at text number 8. So today we'll try to do 3 verses, 9, 10 and 11. That will complete the theme. So text number 9, Canto 1, Chapter 1. Tatra tatranjasa yushman bhavata yad vinishchitam punsam ekantata shreyas tanna shansitum arhasi. Please, therefore, being blessed with many ears, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you've ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. So the heading by Shaunak Rishi, all the sages are requesting Sud Goswami that you are being blessed with many years of life. This story will come later on, how Balramji killed Sud Goswami's father. I'm forgetting his name. Romharshan Sutta. And then he blessed Sud Goswami with lots of years of age so he could explain Srimad Bhagavatam to all the sages. And he's saying, the sages are saying, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained, means what are his realizations, because he's a very submissive disciple, he has learned all the scriptures, he has realized the scriptures. So what he has realized to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. So this word that comes in the shloka is again Shreya, if you can read that. Punsam ekantata Shreyas. So Shreyas. If you remember, even in Bhagavad Gita, when Arjun is asking questions or putting his doubts in front of Krishna, he speaks this verse, Karpanya dosho pahatsvabhava prichami tvam dharma sammud cheta yat shreya syanishchitam bruhitan me shishyastayam shadi mantam prapannam. Again, Shreya. Arjun was inquiring about Shreya. Shreya means the ultimate benefit or ultimate good or ultimate goal of life. And here also the sages are asking for the ultimate good. They're not interested in temporary beneficial things in life. We all are worried about temporary things. Oh, if I can get a good job, if I can get a nice husband or wife, my children, maybe they get admission in medical college, engineering college, or they get married, they get settled in America, or I can have some money, we can live in a nice big house. These are all temporary, short-term goals. But the sages, and at that time Arjun, they were interested in ultimate goal of life. And this is a real questions. These are the real questions one should be asking. Even when we meet a spiritual person, we should be asking for what's the ultimate good for me. And the sages look at the question. They're saying what's the ultimate good for the people in general. They're more worried about the people. Why? Par dukhe dukhi. Because the sages could see what kind of calamities or what kind of problems people in Kali Yuga are going to face. So, understanding that people in Kali Yuga won't even ask for all these benefits, for all the knowledge. So they're asking for the people of Kali Yuga. It means they're asking for all of us. Just like Arjun, when he asked these questions to Krishna, Arjun did not ask for himself because he knew who Krishna is and he knew his position and he knew what bhakti is. Arjun asked for all of us. So similarly, all these sages are asking for all of us. Prabhupada is writing, in Bhagavad Gita, worship of the Acharya is recommended. The Acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in thought of the well-being of the general public, especially their spiritual well-being. So they are always worried about the spiritual well-being of the general public. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. The Acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well-being for people in general. Prabhupada writes nicely, spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. Means if somebody is spiritually healthy, spiritually very well off, Krishna will take care of his material necessities also. Of course, at the same time, we should not be neglecting our material necessities. We should not be neglecting to take care of our health, of physical health, psychological health, of relationships, of financial position. Nobody is saying to neglect that. But at the same time, if we look after our spiritual well-being, these things will get the impetus on their own. They will be taken care of. Nobody is saying to neglect it, but nobody is saying to spend 24 hours a day on these things also. So we have to try to make a balance. Foreseeing the incompetencies of the people in this age of Kali or the iron age of quarrel, the sages requested Sut Goswami give a summary of all revealed scriptures because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. So welcome to Kali Yuga. Next verse is very nice for us all in Kali Yuga. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for the people. The condemned state of affairs of the people of this age is described as follows. So what is Kali Yuga like? Now sages are saying, Prayanal Bayusha Sabhya Kalosmin Yuge Jana Manda Sumanda Matyo Manda Bhagya Hi Uptrita. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is Kali Yuga. Short lives, quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and always disturbed. So good luck in this Kali Yuga if you can make any good or any noticeable spiritual progress. It's only by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and following the mercy of Mahaprabhu, the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we've been able to make some progress. Otherwise, there's no way. Prabhupada is writing, when the sages of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. Like it is said in Satyuga, people used to live for 100,000 years. In Treta Yuga, for 10,000 years. In Dwapara Yuga, for 1,000 years. And in Kali Yuga, if somebody lives for 100 years, he is considered very old man. Even that is decreasing. And Prabhupada is writing, in Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. So irregular habits of eating and our lifestyle, that is what is reducing the age of people of Kali. So if by keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. So overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy means if we have in our inner consciousness that I am dependent on others, I should always be begging, I should always be asking for favors. So this psychology also saps us out of our vitality. We should be dependent on Krishna's mercy, no doubt, but not on others' mercy. And artificial standards of living. We can see ourselves. We have so many artificial standards of living. So this take out the very vitality of human energy that is necessary for one to live long life and a healthy life. And moreover, people of this age are also very lazy. We are lazy people, not only materially, but in the matter of self-realization. It's very difficult for people to even come to half an hour class in the morning. Even they can be in their homes or in the cab going to work, they can still attend, but it's still very difficult. Human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which a living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle of life in material existence. But due to bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. So our education system, Prabhupada is writing, this is so bad. Like somebody said, our education is only about information, 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 and no transformation. That's all we get. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also of many different types of sense gratificatory diversions, such as cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad associations, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. So this is Kali Yuga. So obviously in other ages, these problems were not there. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to so many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths, which are not based on any revealed scriptures. And very often, people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. So people, they make their own religious faith, they manufacture their own, which are not based on any revealed scriptures. There's so many, plenty of them in Kali Yuga. Pretty much in India and on every street you can find such so-called faith. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that the people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student communities are no longer being maintained. Brahmachari ashram is pretty much gone. And householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the Grihastha ashram. Consequently, the so-called Vanprasthas and sannyasis who come out of such Grihastha ashrams are easily deviated from the rigid path. So this is the position of people in Kali Yuga. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. One who is more adept at satisfying his senses and he can make money by any means, by hook or crook, then he is considered a very saintly person and people will gather around to listen to him, no matter what he is speaking. So look at our heroes today, look at the leaders. Who are our leaders? Either politicians, sports people, movie people, industrialists who have lots of money. That's it. I mean, look at the movie people. Recently, we had this death of Sridevi. She was just a movie star, basically, and married to a person who already had his wife. And then she was given Padma Shri, or I don't know what honor she got. And then when she was cremated, her dead body came in our flag. I mean, the dead body coming in flag is reserved for for the soldiers who lose their lives at the border. But here, Sridevi's dead body was coming and wrapped up in the flag. For what? honor was given to her, but she was a movie star. These are the leaders. These are our leaders these days. That is Kali Yuga. For the maintenance of such material civilizations, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Suta Goswami. They could understand. And Vyasadeva also could see in the future that what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. So that's why he gave all the scriptures in writing. And the sages are asking Suta Goswami, please tell us what is the ultimate good for the people in general, people of this Kali Yuga. Next verse. Bhurini bhuri karmani shrutavyani vibhagasha ata sadhu atra yatsaram samudhritya manishya bruhi bhadraya bhutanam enatma suprasidati. There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instructions their hearts may be fully satisfied. Again, the sages are asking these questions for the good of all living beings, because by asking these questions, there's another verse that comes later on. When Sud Goswami replies to all the sages, he says, when you ask these questions, the spiritual questions, the three kinds of people, they get benefited. The speaker, the person who has asked the question, and people in general, the people who are listening to this conversation. So all three get benefited. So the sages, when they're asking the questions on behalf of people, they will also get benefited. And it is said that more blessings one give, or more well wishes one give to others, he gets in return many, many times more. So this is one of the secrets. So if we ask for the benefit of others, then in return we get much, much more benefit than anybody else. So the sages, so they are asking questions, and then they're saying questions for the good of all living beings, and then what they're asking is, please select the essence of all these scriptures, because they know Kali Yuga means less intelligent people, and they cannot even read or understand the scriptures. So they're asking for the essence. Give us the essence. Give us what is the topmost essence, and we'll be satisfied. Atma or self is distinguished from matter and material elements. It is spiritual in constitution, and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material planning. Prabhupada is writing in the purport that we, Atma or the spirit soul, can only be happy, only be satisfied by scriptural or spiritual activities. All scriptures and spiritual instructions are meant for the satisfaction of this self or Atma. There are many varieties of approaches which are recommended for different types of living beings in different times at different places. Consequently, the number of revealed scriptures are innumerable. There are different methods and prescribed duties recommended in these various scriptures. Because Ved Vyasi, when he had written different scriptures, he promoted Karma Kanda, because most of the people are interested in that. Even in Vedas, Karma Kanda is very much promoted. But the sages asking that, sages suggested that Srila Suta Goswami relate the essence of all such scriptures, because in this age, it's not possible for the fallen souls to understand and undergo all the lessons of all these various scriptures in a Varna and Ashram system. So that's why they're asking, what is the essence of everything, all the scriptures that you have studied so thoroughly under the guidance of bona fide spiritual masters? So please tell us the essence. Don't go here and there, tell us the essence. And once we go to the next theme, we'll see even the sages, they knew the essence. Because right away they asked, okay, tell us the stories of Krishna, tell us the pastimes of Krishna. They knew the essence of the scriptures. But to satisfy their own heart, then they're jumping to, okay, tell us the stories of Krishna. The reason the sages presented this matter to Sri Sutta Goswami is explained in the following verses. Okay. So the one theme ends here, and we can discuss if there's any question or comment. This theme of Srimad Bhagavatam and of course of Bhagavad Gita also, what I'm following is what Bhurijan Prabhu in his lectures and in his books, he has done lots of hard work and he has figured out how far the theme goes, what verses they club together in one theme. So I'm just taking advantage of whatever years of research he has done. So we are just taking advantage of that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Rajiv Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in Kali Yuga, the lifespan is less because of eating habits. On the contrary, the lifespan is also fixed that this is the lifespan of this person. Are those
Okay.
contradictory?
Well, one thing is, even 100 years was fixed, but that is also going down. We hardly see anybody living for 100 years. And as Kali Yuga progresses, even that span will go down. In 12th Canto of Bhagavatam, we'll read about symptoms of Kali Yuga. And there it will say towards the end of Kali Yuga, people will hardly live for 20 years or so. And this going down of duration of life is because of irregular eating habits. And whatever Prabhupada has mentioned, all the different reasons. So one way is to go live on a farm and live naturally, live organically. But then again, best is to live in the life of bhakti, whatever years we have, than to live away from bhakti. If we can live on a farm while doing our bhakti devotional services, there's nothing like that. But at the same time, it's Prabhupada's order to preach. And for preaching, we can only find people in the cities. So that way it's okay to live in cities, have irregularly eating habit, but still preach. So whatever life we have, if we can use it in service of Srila Prabhupada and preaching, then it is okay. Even if we live for 30, 40 years only. But in general, people are short-lived in Kali Yuga.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. One question. Do we need to motivate people when we are not in a right term? Like, okay, we stay happy. People say that you are very happy. You are always, you take things positively. Why you are so motivated? But in the same time, do we should practice motivating people? Like sometimes people say that we should not always keep listening to others' issues because it sometimes or other make you unhappy. So is it true? Or we should keep spreading motivation and all?
Well, we have to motivate others, but how can we motivate others if we don't listen to the issues? If they don't feel like they can confide in us, then how can we motivate them? How will they come and listen to us? So we have to listen to the issues, but at the same time, we have to understand we are not the controllers or proprietors. Krishna is. So we are just an instrument in the hands of Krishna and Guru. So then that will not affect us negatively, even if we listen to others' problems all the time. It will not affect us negatively. And moreover, if our mood is of service, if our mood is of really genuinely helping others, then we get lots of mercy of Krishna and Guru also. So that will help us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, just one thing, like when we start preaching, I think we should have at least some standard or level before we start motivating others or preaching to others. Because I find like uh, when we start preaching, we actually not at that level so that we should preach. We should first come to a level of good meditation and everything, then we should start preaching, not before that. I mean, I am personally struggling with this. Please advise.
See, like yesterday I gave the example of those 6 devotees that Prabhupada sent to London to preach and start the movement. So how much training or knowledge they had? Hardly any. And they still went and preached. So preaching is not dependent upon our years and years of training and educational knowledge. Preaching is basically, we become an instrument in the hands of our Guru, and he preaches through us. Srila Prabhupada is preaching through us. And by the time when we keep on preaching, when we keep on surrendering, we keep on following faithfully, sincerely, in the process, we become purified. And we become better and better preachers. If you know the story of Prabhupada and this little girl, Saraswati, she was only, I think, 1.5 or 2 years old, something like that. And once she was telling another boy in the class, she asked another boy that who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The boy said, I don't know. And Saraswati, I think, nice conversation, if I remember it correctly, Saraswati said, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The boy said no, because he was a Christian follower. And Saraswati said, no, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada was very pleased. He said she preached according to her level and she preached it properly. So preaching is not, and also preaching is not just sitting on Vyasasana and giving long, big lectures and so that nobody sleeps in our class. Preaching is also by our behavior. That's also preaching. If we are very strong in our sadhana, if we are very dealing nicely with people, not just giving any lectures, just nicely dealing with people, if that changes their heart, transforms their heart, thinking that, oh, devotees are so nice, that's also preaching. If a pujari dresses the deities very nicely, that's also preaching. If a cook does the cooking nicely for Krishna, and people appreciate and enjoy that prasadam, that's also preaching. Preaching means transformation of heart. We are trying to transform the hearts of others. That is preaching. So some do it by just reading books. Some do it by other means. So that's also preaching.
Hare Krishna. I am sorry to say, but my intention is not preaching, and it is like I am not that great to preach. But yes, I feel very sad when people are too much into depression. So I take time to listen to their problems and try to suggest them what is best, what can be best for them, based on my past experiences and how what I hear from all gurus and because every person is not Krishna conscious apart from or he's not related to this movement.
See, any way you can help
So I just
people,
take this.
inspire people or motivate people, that is good. Any way you can do that, that is good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like we had to have a big banner or a big badge that I'm a senior preacher, then only we can preach. No. Any way we can help. Why not?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, any other question or should we stop here? So we should stop here. Thank you all very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada.